You both were fighting about something stupid. You couldn't even remember, really. You started the night as you usually had done, Tanya sitting upright on the bed, with your leg on his, with you leaning against the wall. You were both studying, catching up on some notes and finishing homeworks before doing something else for your classes. Some cutesy shit, you know? And you asked how his brother was doing, and he answered normally, but one thing led to one another. And here you both were, arguing with one another, not really yelling, just speaking at a loud volume, kinda like Katsuki does. Are you saying that I don't care about what you or you stand for, Tanya? I'm just saying that you only care about me when we are on the same footing. The same footing? This wasn't good. Some of the guy had heard muffled yells and even got a bit worried too, like, damn, Ida is yelling at his girl. It got so tensed and the room just reeked of anger, something that never happened in Tanya's presence. Never. You stopped yelling, took a breath, and looked at Tanya. You knew the tears were both in your eyes. This fight was killing both of you. You looked so tired. His hair was messy from running his hand through it. The frown he'd carry held deep lying in his face. His flannel button-up shirt you had got him was wrinkled from his own hand gripping it during your argument. You probably didn't look any better. You know what? I'm gonna go to my room from now. You started, grabbing your bag as you did. When you turned to the door, you couldn't look back at him, but you did turn your head. We should probably take a break from each other for a bit. Now, why you gotta shatter his hurt like that, listener? Can you explain? You both kinda just laid in bed that night, either crying or kinda dead-eyed, staring at the ceiling or your phones. Who knew the contact you pressed on so quickly before felt like the whole world was holding your hand back? The weekend rolls by and you're trying to save face. You decided to spend the weekend with some friend from middle school, catching up and whatnot. So, how's your boyfriend? Honestly, we're kinda fighting, I guess. Boy, they were reeled. You ended up explaining what had happened, and it made you rethink about what you said. Girl, let me tell you something. You fucked up. Oh my gosh, I fucked up. You kinda just looked at your lunch for a second before you saw your phone, and a text was waiting just for you. Are you okay? I love you. Your heart broke and mended at the same time before dropping. I gotta fix this. I got the bill. Go, take care of the boy before I beat you. You made it back to the dorms kinda late. You didn't even realize how long you were out and how far in the city you had been. It was 20, about an hour before the curfew started. You settled your stuff into your room and sat on your bed. What were you gonna say to him? What would he say? How is he feeling? You feel like a dickhead. This wasn't about you though. This was about him. God, you just wanted him to be happy again. Your head was in your hands when the knocking was at your door. You didn't even realize the door was opening till you heard it close. Hey. Hello. God, his voice. It sounded tired and done with everything. We need to talk. Go and give the boy a heart attack, listener. Go. What do you mean? It was just a stupid fight, right? You heard his voice change into something more anxious and you tried to settle him down and you spoke about how you essentially fucked up. You tried talking the blame, but no, you knew you had to apologize and that what you did wasn't right. You had to make it right. You both had tears in your eyes as you made up, and it was a long process before you really let yourself off the hook, and Tanya just wanted you to be happy again. You ended up laying down in bed with him, his head on your chest as you run your head through his hair, catching up on what has been going on. Everything settled into his routine, as it should be. When you ended up falling asleep first, Tanya looked at you before smiling softly. A quick peck to your lips, before covering you both with a blanket and you snuggled into his arms. Do we really have to do this now? Yes, because you have a habit of evading serious conversation, listener. Excuse me? You both ended up going off on another, arguing back and forth in the empty training room, hands waving in the air, desperately trying to get both your point across. You need to stop this. Throwing yourself into danger like that won't help anyone. You'd end up getting hurt or worse, killed. Do you think I want that? That any of us would? Wait, you think I do that recklessly? You think I don't have a backup plan in case something happened? Do you think I'm that stupid? Do you think that lowly of me? Listener, you know that's not what I mean. No! You've made this very fucking clear. Thank you. You try walking away, but he came after you, grabbing your arms. Ajira, it's done! You yelled, irritation getting the best of you, flinging your arms away from him. You managed to shock him. Your voice sounded so hateful. Did he really get you that mad? He didn't mean to do it. Really, he was just worried about you. He didn't want you getting hurt. But you got so mad. Maybe he was in the wrong. He kinda just stood there like a confused puppy watching your figure disappearing from his sight. It's done. Did that mean... On your hand, you started to calm down. You don't know why you blew your fuse like that, and it wasn't a good thing to do. But you knew you needed to calm down before your temper got the best of you, and that you didn't want to hurt Hajira in any way. You needed a shower, some pajamas, dinner, and then you can go back to him. Sometimes apart before talking about this again is the right way to do things. You made it to your room and grabbed some pajamas, going to take a rather long shower before changing, putting your costume to get cleaned as you grabbed dinner and head quickly, staying alone for the night. It was a while before you decided to talk to Ajira again. Now, it seemed like you both were ready, right? Well, when you made your way to his room and knocked, there was no answers. So you waited and knocked again. You started to get a bit worried. Did you fuck that bad? Is he okay? You didn't mean it. You wanted to make this better. He deserves better. Your heart was racing and you wanted to make it up with him. That this wasn't his fault. Your heart hit the door and you stood here with your eyes closed, thinking of the most worst case scenarios, not hearing the footstep come to you. Listener, are you alright? You had shut up. AJ. You teared up and went over to hug him, muttering apologize while shaking a bit. Hey, it's alright. You're making me think I did. No, you didn't. You pulled away. I'm sorry, really, I shouldn't have blown up like that. I shouldn't have said you were throwing yourself into things or being reckless. I'm an idiot. No, I am. Are we really gonna do this? He chuckled, watching you pull away as he opened the door. Maybe. Come on, let's cuddle, Sharky. Oh God. He was in one of his moods again. Thought Katsuki had a temper? He always valued communication, especially when your relationship became much more serious. And your relationship was strong because you always spoke and communicated well, making you love him more and more each day, which you didn't think was even possible. So, the situation you got into was seriously dumb, according to your standards, because it could have been avoided. You essentially were convicted of the big dumb. Too much mida and denki time, you guess. Thought you knew it was a miscommunication. Katsuki didn't, so his anger was justified. But when he's yelling his head off and you can't get a word in, it does get tiring. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you could have just asked, really. You were kind of waiting this out for his anger to simmer out before you spoke. It always worked before. You sat on his bed, arm crossed, as you watched him pace around the room. You loved him. You really did. But you also knew how he is. So, the bored look on your face really got to him. Baby, are you even listening? Your bored look honestly hurt him. Did you not care about what was bothering him? Yeah, he was yelling like an ass, but he was upset. You got in trouble with Mina and Denki and thought it was dumb? He didn't want you in a bad standing with any teachers. And that look on your face like you didn't care? Fuck. Katsuki, I'm listening. Why would you think I wouldn't? Because the look on your face says it. You were shocked. You didn't mean it anyway like that, and your surprised look only seemed to make him even more upset. Then it blew up, with him looking more and more heartbroken, his anger dissipating into sadness quickly. Katsuki, please, it's not like that. You're ready to cry at this point. You're making him feel this way? You're responsible for this? He noticed you're both getting too riled up, and he sits on the bed, not talking, and let you both take a breather, not really saying anything. Are you okay? Yeah. You? I think so. You muttered. He shifts next to you and brought his arms around you, and let you lay your head on him, his hands rubbing up and down your arms. Sorry. Hey, it's okay. I'm sorry too. I should have just asked you before acting like an idiot. I didn't mean it, and it's okay, we all become dumbasses once in a while. I know. I really am an ass. We know. You smirked as you felt him stiffen. Hey, I'm trying to... He stops himself before saying, a small smile on his face, bringing a hand to your cheek and pinching it. He brought his face into your neck and nuzzled harshly, kicking you and making you laugh, giggles escaping your throat. Stop, Katsu! What? I just want to make it up to you. He smiled maliciously, his hands coming to your side. Oh, don't you dare! Too bad.
약속의 지금이 시간로 가사가